Monday at the White House, President Trump uttered words some say were 2 days too late.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
Trump's televised comments followed bipartisan criticism of his initial remarks on Saturday, in which he condemned hatred and bigotry without specifying white supremacists and other groups who organized the rally. That protest erupted into hours of violence between organizers and opponents. 32-year-old Heather Heyer was among a group denouncing the protesters. She died when a speeding car struck the crowd. The driver, 20-year-old James Field Jr., was denied bail Monday. He faces second-degree murder and other charges. Civil rights advocates say determining when freedom of speech might incite violence is a major challenge for law enforcement and America's legal system. Laura Murphy is a free speech expert who served with the American Civil Liberties Union for nearly 20 years.
So it's very important to distinguish action from words. And the court has allowed very, very provocative, hateful words to be allowed to be said. Because, and I think that that's a good thing, because if people can't talk about it, they can't do anything about it.
Gabe Rotman is a national security and First Amendment expert.
The First Amendment means nothing if you can't speak safely. And it's incumbent on law enforcement not to shut down the speech if there's a chance for violence, but to step up the protection of both sides to make sure that there's sufficient separation so that you can't have fists flying.
Marvin Heyer of the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles says intolerance can spread from words to actions very quickly.
When we see that in broad daylight, here they are again, using the same terminology, we've got to marshal our forces, educational forces. We have to make sure that they don't get away with it, that in schools people know what to say, people know the history of Nazism.
The U.S. Justice Department has opened a civil rights investigation into Saturday's violence. Robert Raffaele, VOA News, Washington.